session is all about biophilic architecture, a design philosophy that connects nature with the built environment. So to guide us through this fascinating topic, first up, I'd like to please invite architect Vivek Singh Rathore from Salient. Please come on stage.
Thank you very much for being here, and thank you, Team FOAID, for having this. Ladies and gentlemen, I really want to talk about love affair, about all our love affair that we are having outside. It sounds a little fishy. With the outside world, and then correct it. Okay, you thought that I'm going to release it something, I'm going to expose you. So, हमें मोहब्बत है. We are very well connected with our world outside. Sit easy. It is Delhi. Delhi की नगरी है. खुल के बात करनी है. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's love what we are made for. And this is where I want to come through the phyletic world to appreciate biome. And often a lot of theory is there. भर के हम लोग को है, let's enough to confuse us, and sometimes we feel, oh, it's that simple that you're talking about. ये तो हम ऐसे करते ही हैं. Now, consciously, if Delhi becomes the way it's going right now, we'll forget to understand and live biophilic outside. And from here, I'll take you to a very simple thought process to understand. Friends, shapes are shaping our mind. And let's understand, every time a shape comes up, in any form, in any nature, हमारे दिमाग में कुछ ना कुछ change होता है. And that's physicality. And इसीलिए जब बोलते हैं ना resort जाके आते हैं बढ़िया लग रहा है, क्यों? क्या चीज? What is that you are doing? When you go back on a vacation and come back, you feel restored, correct? Revived. What is that? Let's decode that. And then see how we can use it. I am going by a very a simple couple of projects, just simple, not taking too much of bandwidth, so that we can sink and understand it. Friends, केले के पत्ते हमारे लिए हम बंगाल से हैं, तो हम उसी में खाते हैं, उसी को पूजा वूजा करते हैं, सब कुछ करते हैं. And you know what happens? ये जो केले के पत्ते हैं वो हमारी जिंदगी में बुने हुए हैं. मतलब चाहे बनाना फैब्रिक पहन के अभी फैशन में जा रहे हैं, एक शेप जो हमारे जिंदगी में हर पल जीता है, उस शेप को how can we take it, the shape, and emulate it in a very simple manner. Whether it's about the light fixture, शुरुआत में we know that how auspicious it is to have the banana leaves. You take it through in your life. You can use it and convert it into a project and into a product of appreciation. Light. Simple things. पानी में ripple होता है, वो ripple natural phenomena है. How can we start celebrating that ripple in our life? How can we enripple it in our designs? How can we create an imagery of a ripple rather than just a water body? Create an imagery of a ripple. Convert that rhythm, synchronize in your design. वो याद आएगा क्या? Ripple. वो मोहब्बत. वो डाले थे ना पत्थर, मजा करते थे ना. वो कहानी याद आएगी, वो love affair याद आएगा. You are tending to live, and then when you start loving it, it becomes a non-clinical world because you are attracting towards a natural self. And those rhythms are बुने हुए हैं हमारे DNA में. I'll not go too much scientific, but that is inbuilt in ourselves. जितना non-synthetic हो गए, उतना natural, उतना effective, उतना efficient हो गए. That ripple then further continues on a door. जितने बार दरवाजा खोलें दिल खुल जाए. क्यों ना? That you can continue that form. We love this peacock when it comes. I remember it when we went. Delhi celebrates peacock. Can that, अगर peacock नहीं है तो क्या? यादगार तो हो सकती है. Take those shapes. Bring them with you. कहीं ना कहीं पे scrap से कुछ बना दो. Remember it. Bring it with you. Friends, we are not decoding the full theory of design, but we are only thinking you can convert them. A pool, a small scrap, और याद आता है, वो बैठता रहता है, वो झांकता है मुझे, वो मेरी privacy hint करता है, वही ना छोरा है. Now, these memories are natural. It makes you feel. The next point of biophilic design means, one of these approaches is often the world is becoming too predictable. And I'm sure when he was talking about, he made those nuances to come across. Water in his courtyard, Mr. Bedmar's design, was creating unpredictability because, sometimes the level can go down, up and down if he's not maintaining the same level. Reflection changes. Build unpredictability. It manifests the interest, friends. हमारे जो न्यूरॉन होते हैं ना, दिमाग, बोले कुछ बन नहीं रहा है, वो बनने के लिए अनप्रेडिक्टेबल लाते हैं जिंदगी में. जिंदगी अगर सीधी हो जाए ना, मजा चला जाए. बार बार तुझे वैसे ही लगे तो देखने का मन ही नहीं करता है. इसीलिए वो थोड़ा. How you bring that thing? I'm showing a simple thing. We often want to make our design predictable. Bring in unpredictability. You can look at this simple thing. Again, Bengal. We create this Dhunuchi dance. हम लोग वो अग्यारी करना भूल गए हैं. It's very interesting. So in one of these projects, we thought that things which looks like this, हो सकता है कि शाम को अग्यारी करने लगे. This is one of the project of wellness. You include them in the courtyard. Now this is a project which is it's a wellness small retreat which is in heart, not far from Kolkata, but all around is leather complex. You don't want to look outside. Everything was inward. I'm not going to design detail, but I'm trying to introduce unpredictability. Same thing looks like a sculpture, light fixture. Sometimes it can become Dhunochi. It should. And what it does, it purifies the air, adds natural aroma. Natural aroma, this instigates unpredictability. Now, a lot of things you can do. You can create shapes, let them rust. Let the MS rust, sir. Simple fiction. Sometimes, we want to see this patta jo hota hai na, sometimes you want to touch it, feel it. Now, suppose in deliberate design, I want you to feel it. Stop your pathway. Those leaves, shadows, when the sun comes, the shadows are playing. It's a rhythm. How do you capture it? You capture it against the wall. And that becomes unpredictable. The same wall, which is a red wall you pass, it can have patterns. The patterns are changing because the wind is changing the play of the green and the light is doing the rhythm. Capture that rhythm on your wall. It is becoming unpredictable. And you can even capture it from the water reflections, from the veins. Capture them. Capture them. Simple. Capture them very well. And believe me, when the same corridor which looks like this, sometimes like that, we have to know how to capture it. Light is doing outside. You don't need to put artificial lights, friends. You see there's no false ceiling here. To an extent, we need not do so much of illumination. We are technically educated to do 3 times more illumination than the body needs. Friends, I'm repeating again. 3 times ज़्यादा खर्च करते हैं हम लोग. When the wind comes, this plays. The shadow is playing very well. We also thought in projects like this, wherein the hall like this, but it's not having natural light. I'm sorry, I'm not criticizing. No offense taken. But the same thing we thought, LED screens are there, they can handle natural light. When the natural light is there, कभी बादल आता है, घटा छटती है, तो वो कहाँ feel होता है अंदर बैठे बैठे? You get fatigued. You get fatigued. If there's a natural rhythm which you can capture, because in this place we were trying to make this is a adaptive reuse in Calcutta, and the natural light changed. It allowed evenings to become evenings, the season, and रात को अलग ही रुतबा होता है उस जगह का. So allowing natural light, allow the cloud patterns to play inside the room. Why do you think a roof is always going to be an opaque roof? No, don't allow it. एक और चीज जो important है biophilic architecture में, it is becoming little warm because that fan is not working. So maybe now we can put couple of these fans. Little cooling up is can do. थोड़ा comfortable कर देते हैं. Patina of time. क्या खूबसूरती रखी है कि वैसा के वैसे ही 40 साल, 50 साल, 60 साल ऐसे दिखना है. कभी होता है क्या? हम लोग चाहते हैं कि वैसे ही हो. We always want to maintain it. We don't want to feel the patina of time. Why? Why don't you imagine a house which is not having grandparents? A father looks like the son always. The grandfather looks like the son. Hey. Have you ever thought like this? Nature has made patina of time. Why we not celebrate the patina of time? Aging is nature's rule to be celebrated. हम उसको thwart करते हैं. Why do we thwart it? Why do you want to negate it? Friends, this is something a good architect, India is famous for it. India knew how to celebrate age. Aging, allow it to age. पानी बरसे, पानी इकट्ठा हो, जब जरूरत हो, soak in कर ले. When the leaves are there, let the leaves fall and get collected. Let the time be seen changing. We often think evergreen plants. They say, okay, my city should look green, evergreen. Why? Let it also have change. Simple things. And things, I'm using the same project to explain to you. When we were putting this one, the guy said, sir, summers mein aise hoga, then what happens? What happens when it is depleting green? Let it deplete. कभी सुना नहीं है, कभी पर्दे में, कभी पर्दे से थोड़ा झरोका, which is much more romantic. Allow it to happen. It's natural rhythm that is inside you. Do not be completely defined. That patina of time should not be seen. Allow that patina to go along. You can see, or sometimes when it reduces, automatically people enjoy the vision. You capture that patina. The same place, 2 seasons. Again, the season will change. We purposefully made this hand-painted stuff because this paint has to change over the time, because let the paint wash away over the sun. Blue changes, right? Blue fades faster, yes or no? As a design. And the guy said, sir, aap blue kar denge to fade. Fade it, boss. Allow it to fade. Paint it again. We have lost the flavor to celebrate the patina of time. This is natural biophilic. If there is a lotus, there will be some algae. Allow the algae to perpetuate, let it grow, feel it. Why always to clean water? And cleaning water means changing water costing, not only becoming expensive. Allow the patina of time, you will love it. And friends, it is us that we will do. Sometimes, that didn't play, the video did not play. Okay, doesn't matter much. Shall I go back to play it? How does it play? It did not play. So anyway, it's playing it like this. If at all, it doesn't matter much. It's a small video. To a larger extent, it's good that it doesn't play. Let it be natural. Okay, let's go next. You know what I was trying to tell you? पेड़ था. पेड़ में हम मन्नत मांगते हैं ना? You know, people have celebration, they tied up. What is that time? 100 years of a tree, if it doesn't tell a 100-year story, how do you celebrate it? You say, I've got a 200-year of tree in a courtyard. How do you say this? How do you say this? How do you revere it? Friends, we deliberately try to install things which talk about time. An old palki. I'm purposely using words from our Indian, language. And you know what happens? The new culture who has lost to want to sit down, they want to sit down there, take a snap, and I would have loved to be, once again, shall I get married? Somebody will carry me? Obviously. Imagery, and we have forgot to, you introduce it against time. People love to celebrate in the traditional clothing which is continued there. Yes, because you have taken the time, patina of time to celebrate karo. People love to associate with it. When there were eagle doors, etc. Please do that. We have purposefully put jalis which allow the things to rust. Patina of time. Rust does not mean that you can lacquer it and you can keep it again. Allow that thing to happen. One important point, I like when he said, I allowed the light to change in my corridor. Friends, getting wet in rain. How many people of you barsat mein nahe ho? Haath utao yaar, please. Lovely. You guys never, No, I couldn't. Acclimatize. We have forgotten barsat. No, don't go out. You'll get wet. Something's going to happen. We forgot to celebrate with the elements. Allowed to touch the elements. Friends, why do we have covered corridors? We removed the corridors. And when ITC said, the people say, no, my guests will come. I said, if it's drizzling, they will love it. Let it happen together. Corridors ke chhat hata do. Let people walk. Zyada hai to chhatri le lenge. Kareeb aayenge. Aiye sir. Where is that when you human to human connect is gone? Architecture can establish it. You can do that stuff. Allow it to happen. Corridor should go. This was a series of courtyards to courtyards because it was very introvert design. We removed the chat. no roof. Let people maneuver themselves in the sun, in the rain, in the wind. They said, the service staff, sir, and right now they make 20,000 rupees a night per key or whatever treatment they're making. They're very happy. People are loving it, sir. Why? Because first you make a synthetic world and then chat aage bolte hain, hello. That's the fun. That is what natural. We are designed naturally. When the things get cozy, you remove those veins, you maneuver yourself. There are series of courtyard. Ek ke baad ek, darwaza khol ke jaiye. Shortcuts through nature should be allowed. Should be allowed, friends. Texture should be felt. Let people walk. No railing needed. Let them touch the water. Let them feel the sound. Let them touch everything. When this pathway was made, we purposely put the plantation. Every time you go, you push the touch. You feel the plant, you feel the texture, you smell your hand after touching. Friends, this is what biophilic. You purposefully create chances for people to interact directly with the elements, not just visually. उस कोर्टयार्ड में अगर चांद दिखता है तो सूरज भी दिखे. How many times we have forgotten to celebrate the moon bath? Sun bath तो हम लेते नहीं है. We always take this vitamin pill and say, okay, vitamin D we will compensate. How many people know that cholesterol under the sun directly converts into vitamin D? But no one told us. Architect should know this. Oh, he knows it. Sun bath lete hain. How many people take sun bath? Chance come hai, but I still see happy. Moon bath, yes, lovely. And I can tell you, when you expose people to purposeful moon bath and sun bath, you have people like this who wants to sit down there. And I thought, this is, and people will take chances along the corridor. Koi baat nahi. We will take a stop and do it naturally. Forms of nature as functions. We often think that biophilic is about imagery. Convert the imagery to integral part of design. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Make it. वो जो पत्ती थी ना, वो सिर्फ रंग करने के लिए, पेंटिंग के लिए नहीं थी. You're not supposed to only make painting. You're supposed to take that pattern and use it intricately so that the pattern does it. Now this is structural design. The density of the filigree work is actually a structural design. Because when he says 38% to 40% of this thickness lagta, you can convert that into design, and it comes from the matrix. Convert that into design. It becomes integral part. The privacy panels inspires you. That veins every time. You don't want to see a synthetic glass partition there. You can take a delicate. The femininity can be there. Friends, biophilic design can be inspiration to bringing out there. And this is all steel extensions. It's an adaptive reuse, steel extensions working there. There's all steel construction, friends. Using cast iron, again revived, can be recycled again and again and again, and all get inspired from there. A simple boat you must have seen, okay, we can think about the boat. Use it to become a chandelier. Why not? Why only to put into decor? Why only decorations? It can become functional form, and then people will accept it better and better and better. Make it simple. Bring those to become an integral part of a design. Signages, room occupied, therapy rooms, if they're occupied, they say don't go. They say occupied. They'll say, or the room will, that do not disturb, DND tags. What are these? These are turmeric herb potleys. If they're on both the sides, the room is occupied. If both the potleys are together, the room is free. Every time you touch it, therapy. Signage. Biophilic design should involve tactile sensibility to become functional. And there are simple solutions. There's not enough time. Acoustics was a problem. Here acoustics is a problem. And Bailey in Bengal, the Bengal jasmine, what an interesting flower. We took that, we saw, moment we took that flower and repeat it on a pattern, that was it. I was not supposed to use the synthetic insulation. That itself piece of design, because it has got 6 cyclic obroxes. That means it's a pattern which can deflect the sound density you have to calculate, and this is 39% sound attenuation achieved in this design. Only by a simple form. Somebody will like it, acha lag raha hai, that's it, finished. It is a function. It absorbs and dissipates sounds, changes the echo. You will not have echo in the space. A simple way, if you make it integral part of your design function, it works better. It works interesting and much more than just putting it as a decorative item. Friends, because the time is time, a little understanding towards removing the roof's columns, spaces becoming more linear. Operators understand it because people like it because it's natural self. Parda automation mat karo, haath se hatao. Allow the light to come in. I'm not saving your cost, I'm making you feel natural and just improving your understanding. Let people walk without the corridor. Let the water, smell, aroma. As I said, a tone was already set by patterns changing, service staff accepting, textures changing. All these thoughts, I like this potli, you know. You always thought that potli was only for the treatment. No, it can be the signage. And every time you do it, it's nice, therapy. Even the food they served here was in a traditional tiffin manner. And this ITC thought that we will not serve it like this. We will take the food in a tiffin system. I'm sure that it must be a visual captured here. Everything was simple, made. See, they're taking this way. Room service goes like this. Traditional way of touching the dhatu, the metal sheen. Friends, all the while, see this, they overgrow, that guy almost grazes it. Allow the grazing to happen. Not making it a closure now. Friends, I leave it to this house just to make you realize one thing. Do not forget that you're not a part of nature, but you are nature. Thank you very much for your time.